Yo, what's up, family? Before we start the video, please leave a like, subscribe, and share to any and everyone that you can. Just to get out there a little bit more. With that being said, let's get right into the video. Alright, how y'all doing? I hope y'all doing good. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not, make sure you take your shoes off before you come to the house. And the Boston Celtics did a good job on most occasions of getting the matchup that they wanted, especially down the stretch, fourth quarter and overtime. And I'll try to show you guys how they did some of these things. So here we have Tatum. Again, Aaron Nesmith was the guy on Tatum. Tatum didn't have a particularly good game shooting the ball against Aaron Nesmith. I believe he was doing a great job of getting past him or like getting space between them, but just sometimes the shot did not go in. But here we got double ball screens for Tatum. Andrew Nembhard is being guarded by Derek White. Drew Holiday is being guarded by Tyrese Halliburton. Tatum is going to want to come off of both of these screens so Halliburton can be the one to get him around here. So here you're gonna see Derek White set the screen. They switch the first one, then Holiday, boom, hits Andrew Nembhard really well in the screen. Good screening is really important if you're trying to get switches, because if you set a good screen, they have no choice but to switch. If you set a lazy one, they can just fight right through it and nothing happens. So now we got Halliburton on Tatum. He sends Horford away just for spacing purposes. So now he has a lot more room to deal with. He gets to a spot that he likes, even though he doesn't hit the shot, but the Celtics get the offensive rebound and they get a corner three from Drew Holiday. And a lot of times when the Celtics try to get the mismatch, it's either going to be a nice hard screen or they're going to lock the guy up that they're screening. So, all right, so we got Brown on Toppin, right? Toppin is a guy that we have hunted, and this is still a favorable matchup for Jaylen Brown, but TJ McConnell is just easier to score on. Even though he's the best perimeter defender on the floor for the Pacers at the moment, it's just that he's 6'0". So it's just easier to score on him than it probably would be for Obi Toppin, because Jaylen Brown can just rise up on him. So here, we got Derek White sets the screen the first time, but then he locks Obi Toppin. Like, he's trying to move, he's locking Obi Toppin, so now he can't get through that. So now we got TJ on Jaylen Brown, and because TJ's on him, Obi Toppin feels the need to help. Jaylen Brown draws two, kicks it back to Derek White, and hits a three. All right, so here we have Tatum as a screener, which is really important and was really effective in this game, because the Pacers don't want to switch anybody else onto Tatum except for the guy that's actually guarding him. So it would open other things up for his teammates. And here you see the screen. We got Ben Shepherd on Tatum, who I think Tatum can just post up and just score on easily. But again, TJ McConnell is the smallest guy on the floor, so he's the easier matchup. And you're going to see TJ McConnell take a path to like he's going to get back on Derek White, but it's too late. Ben Shepherd has already conceded the switch. And now Tatum, a nice job of being decisive. I thought sometimes when he had small defenders, he took his time, which isn't bad, but I would like him to be decisive in these situations where he has a smaller guy. Don't think about it, just go to the hole, and he finishes here beside Miles Turner. All right, so the Celtics go to Spain PNR. If you don't know what Spain PNR is, it's a type of pick and roll, and it's where a back screen is set on a ball screener's man. So here you have Al Horford setting the ball screen. Brown is going to set a back screen on Turner so he can free up the roll for Al Horford, and he's going to pop out to the three. Now, in this game, I believe they used this action to specifically get the matchup that they wanted, because 98% of times I've seen them run this play in the regular season, they were actually screening this man, and he was there to be screened. But it looked like the Pacers had a specific coverage of this, and they talked about it, because it looks like Turner is like holding Al as he's gonna pass him off into a zone or some shit. And then Toppin is gonna fall back to take the handler. Turner going away from the back screen like he knows it's coming and goes under to meet Al Horford. But then we have Jaylen Brown on the perimeter against TJ McConnell. So now he catches it and he's decisive, sees Turner, does a little float in the lane. All right, so this time is just really simple. Here you see that Hauser is the only one at the free throw line, and it's because he has Obi Toppin on him. Aaron Nesmith is guarding Jaylen Brown. He's a better defender than Obi Toppin. Sam Hauser does a nice job of setting that screen so they can switch. Jaylen Brown gets the ball back and an in and out cross to a left hand finish. All right, so here this one wasn't really resulting in the mismatch, but I just want to show how effective Tatum was as a screener in this game. And to be honest, I think there was no mismatch created because Tatum just set a really good screen. He just got caught in the screen and Al Horford cut right to the basket. But something to know here, as Aaron Nesmith is the defender on Tatum, right? He sees this coming this entire way, but again, they were reluctant to switch guys on to Tatum. They only did it if they absolutely have to. So he sees this whole play. He's looking right at Al Horford, but he does not help at all because he wants to be the one on Tatum. He does not want the switch for Jalen Smith to happen, which leaves Al Horford wide open for the cut. Now, Penn Shepard has to be the rim protector. He does a pretty good job, but he fouls Al Horford. All right, here the Celtics run Spain PNR again, and this play just makes it even clearer that the Pacers saw this on film, and they made a point to have a specific coverage on this. And two, because Turner sought the back screen out both times. So here he's going to immediately look back at Jaylen Brown. He's going to avoid that screen. And if you remember the first clip, Toppin and Turner had a specific coverage for the Spain PNR. Turner was going to see the back screen, avoid it, drop down to still get to Luke, and Toppin was going to jump out on the ball handler. The first play, the handler was Pritchard, so that was not our play. It was to get Jaylen Brown the ball and TJ McConnell. Now Tatum is running this, so now he has the favorable matchup against Obi Toppin. The Celtics knew this, and now Tatum has an easy post up against Obi Toppin, the quick spin, and the and one dunk. This video is brought to you by PrizePicks. PrizePicks is America's #1 fantasy sports app with more than 3 million members. It is the easiest and most exciting way to get in on the action while you watch your favorite sports and players. You just pick more or less on 2 or more player stats and watch the winners roll in. Download the app today and use the code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. PrizePicks is the best way to get action on sports in more than 30 states across the country, including California, Texas, and Georgia. PrizePicks even offers injury insurance so that your entries stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. For basketball games, if you have a player who exits the game in the first half and does not return in the second, PrizePicks will have your back and not count that as a loss. Personally, I've been using PrizePicks for about 2 years and I've won a pretty penny in that span. I only do NBA and NFL, but you guys are probably more versatile than I am. Once again, download the app today and use the code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. All right, so here we got Pritchard with the ball. Jaylen Brown has it. He has Aaron Nesmith on him again, and Derek White has Andrew Nembhard. So that's just going to be an easier matchup. We're going to go over there. We're going to screen, and this is still great defense by Andrew Nembhard, but I'll tell you why this is important, because he's just able to shoot over the outstretched arms of Andrew Nembhard. Aaron Nesmith is about 2 to 3 inches taller than him. Jaylen Brown would have had a much harder time just shooting over him, but he can against Nembhard. All right, so here we have Al Horford on the wing. He's trying to get Tatum the ball, but the angle is just not good enough to get the entry pass. So Tatum's going to set a screen on Andrew Nembhard. They can see the switch. The pass is much easier from the top of the key. He's going to use his body right there, gets that separation, and just rides right over him. All right, so here we got Pascal Siakam on Jaylen Brown. Siakam's a pretty good defender, so let's just have Drew hit him hard, force a switch on Tyrese Halliburton. And I said this in my preview. If you haven't seen it, go watch it just to hear some of my thoughts on the series before it even started. But Jaylen Brown in the regular season was 10 for 10 when he was guarded by Tyrese Halliburton. This is not a good matchup for the Pacers. Pascal Siakam knows this, so he tries to help Tyrese. Jaylen Brown draws 2, kicks out to Drew in the corner, and he drains a 3. And this is why you go back to actions when they work. I hate when NBA teams do things that work and they go to something completely different on the next play. Keep doing it until they find a way to stop it. So here, the Celtics are going to set up like they're going to do the same thing. You saw Brown was on Siakam, Halliburton was on Drew, and Drew came and set that screen and they switched it. Jaylen drove, Siakam helped, they kicked to the corner for a 3. You even see Rick Carlisle expecting the same thing. And how Tyrese Halliburton is holding Drew Holiday, it looks like he's trying to stop him from going to screen. Every Pacer is expecting the same thing to happen. Drew sees how Halliburton is playing him, has his arms on him. So what does Drew Holiday do? Slaps his arm away, cuts because they're expecting something else. All right, so here the Celtics go back to the angle pick and roll. Again, you got Siakam on Jaylen Brown. You got Tyrese Halliburton on Derek White. Jaylen Brown is going to set that screen, get the switch, and again, being decisive. He catches the ball, immediately spins baseline, draws 2 guys in the paint, and he gets fouled. All right, so here the Celtics use a triple handoff in the screen to get the mismatch that they want. So here we got Tyrese Halliburton on Derek White. We got Pascal Siakam on Jaylen Brown again. And this is why good screening is important, because you're going to see as Derek White screens Pascal, he's going to do his best job to try to get back to Jaylen Brown and not concede the switch. So they set a screen and Pascal is trying to run back on it, but he knows that if he comes any more further to Jaylen Brown, this is an open corner 3 for Derek White. So he's forced to concede the switch and Jaylen Brown goes to work on Tyrese Halliburton. All right, so here on this play, the mismatch was created even before the play even started. I believe Aaron Nesmith just picked up his 6th foul, so now the Pacers have to go to their 3-guard lineup of Andrew Nembhard, Halliburton, and TJ McConnell. So it doesn't matter if it's Jaylen, Jason, or Drew, they will have a favorable matchup if they go to the post. So here we have Derek White setting a back screen for Tatum just so he can get in post position, and again, Andrew Nembhard is going to fight, he's going to claw, but sometimes it's not enough. And this is why it's important to have Al Horford initiating this action, because it brings Turner out to the three-point line instead of being the rim protector. And because Jrue Holiday is in the corner, if Jason Tatum gets past Andrew Nembhard, the rim protector becomes the guy that's guarding Jrue Holiday. Here is TJ McConnell, and that's just no match for Tatum. But that is the video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe, and share to any and everyone that you can, just to get out there a little bit more. And I will see you guys in the next video. But this is Nick. Peace.